If you feel like you're earning more money than ever before, but somehow still falling behind, you are not alone. Millions of middle-class Americans are trapped in a financial cycle they don't even see. They work hard. They pay bills on time. They save a little when they can. And yet, every single year feels more stressful than the last. Here's the scary part. The problem is not always low income. Sometimes the real problem is a silent money trap that slowly drains your future without making noise. No alarm, no warning, just years disappearing. And by the time most people realize what happened, retirement is closer than they thought, debt is heavier than expected, and freedom feels impossible. Let me be honest, this trap is affecting people in their 40s, 50s, and even people making six figures. Today, we're going to break down exactly what this silent money trap is, why the middle class keeps getting stuck inside it, and most importantly, how you can escape it before it's too late. Most people think financial success is about earning more money, but after age 35, money problems usually come from something deeper. Lifestyle inflation. That's the trap nobody talks about enough. A person gets a raise. Then comes the bigger car, a more expensive phone, more subscriptions, higher insurance, bigger vacations, nicer restaurants, monthly payments everywhere. At first it feels harmless, because technically, you can afford it. But slowly, your income rises while your freedom disappears. Most people don't realize this because the spending increases happen little by little. $5 here, $200 there, another monthly payment, another convenience expense. And suddenly, someone earning $90,000 feels just as stressed as they did earning $50,000. I once knew a man named Robert, 47 years old, good job, stable income, lived in a nice neighborhood. From the outside, he looked financially successful. But behind the scenes, he had car payments, credit card debt, home upgrades, streaming subscriptions he barely used, expensive dinners every weekend, and almost no emergency savings. Then, inflation hit harder. Insurance costs went up. Groceries became more expensive. And suddenly, Robert was using credit cards just to maintain the lifestyle he built during better years. That's how the trap works. It doesn't destroy people overnight. It slowly tightens around them over time. And the dangerous part is this. The middle class often spends money to look financially stable instead of becoming financially secure. There's a difference, a big difference. Financially stable looks good from the outside. Financially secure sleeps peacefully at night. Most people chase appearances because society rewards visible success. Nobody compliments your emergency fund. Nobody notices your retirement contributions. Nobody claps for avoiding unnecessary debt. But people notice the new SUV, the remodeled kitchen, the luxury vacation photos. And because of that pressure, many people slowly build lifestyles that require constant income just to survive. That creates fear. Fear of losing a job, fear of medical bills, fear of economic downturns, fear of retirement. Let me be honest. If missing just 3 paychecks would destroy your financial life, the problem is not income alone. The problem is dependency. Another major mistake people make after 40 is confusing homeownership with financial security. Now, don't get me wrong. Owning a home can absolutely help build wealth over time. But many families become house poor. They buy homes at the absolute edge of their budget. Then, every repair becomes stressful. Every tax increase hurts. Every interest rate change creates anxiety. And instead of the house serving the family serves the house. Most people don't realize this until years later. A couple upgrades their home, adds more debt, spends thousands trying to maintain a lifestyle they rarely even enjoy because they're too busy working to afford it. Meanwhile, they delay investing, delay saving, delay preparing for retirement. That delay is expensive because time matters more than almost anything in money. A person investing modest amounts consistently over 20 years often ends up in a stronger position than someone trying to catch up later with larger amounts. But the silent trap convinces people they'll start later. Later becomes 5 years, then 10 years. Then panic begins. Here's another hidden issue nobody likes talking about. Many middle-class families spend too much money solving stress temporarily instead of solving financial problems permanently. Stressful week? Online shopping. Feeling burned out? Expensive vacation. Feeling unhappy? Upgrade the car. And look, there's nothing wrong with enjoying your money. Life should be enjoyed. But when spending becomes emotional relief instead of intentional living, people slowly lose control without noticing. Companies understand this psychology very well. That's why modern life constantly encourages convenience spending. Food delivery, buy now, pay later, one-click purchases, monthly memberships. Everything is designed to make spending feel painless. But painless spending creates painful futures. Most people don't realize how dangerous small monthly expenses become over 10 or 15 years. $100 monthly, invested wisely, could grow significantly over time. But many people never see that growth because the money disappears into habits that barely improve their life long term. And here's the harsh truth. The middle class is often trapped between looking rich and actually building wealth. Real wealth is usually quiet. It's controlled spending, low debt, patience, consistency, long-term thinking, not constant upgrades. The problem is that discipline feels boring in a world addicted to instant gratification. That's why so many people stay stuck financially even while earning decent incomes. And the saddest part? Many of them truly believe they're doing everything right. Let me be honest. One of the biggest financial lies people believe is this: as long as I keep working hard, everything will work out. Hard work matters. Of course it does. But hard work without financial direction can keep someone exhausted for decades. I've seen people work 40 years and still retire with fear instead of peace. Not because they were lazy, because nobody taught them how money actually behaves over time. Most people focus only on income. Wealthy people focus on systems. That difference changes everything. A middle-class worker gets a raise and increases spending. A financially smart person gets a raise and increases ownership. Ownership of investments, ownership of assets, ownership of time. That's how financial freedom slowly begins. And here's something most people don't realize until it's too late. Your monthly expenses decide your future more than your salary does. A person earning $70,000 with low debt and strong savings can live with far more peace than someone earning $150,000 buried in payments. Because freedom is not about impressing people. Freedom is about reducing pressure. The less money you need to survive, the stronger your financial position becomes. That's why financially successful people often live below their means even after becoming wealthy. Not because they can't afford more, because they understand the cost of financial stress. Now let's talk about retirement for a moment. Many Americans in their 40s and 50s secretly know they are behind. But instead of facing the problem directly, they avoid looking at the numbers. Because numbers make things real, and fear makes people procrastinate. But ignoring financial reality does not protect you from it. It only gives the problem more time to grow. Most people don't need perfection. They need consistency. Even small improvements repeated for years can completely change someone's future. Cutting unnecessary subscriptions, paying off high-interest debt, investing consistently, building emergency savings, spending intentionally instead of emotionally. These are simple things, but simple does not mean easy, because modern life constantly pressures people to consume more upgrades, more convenience, more status, more payments. And sadly, many people spend the healthiest years of their life chasing things they barely have time to enjoy. Then one day they wake up tired, stressed, and wondering where all the money went. That is the silent money trap. Not one big mistake. Thousands of small financial decisions repeated for years without a long-term plan. Now here's the good news. You can escape this trap, but it starts with honesty. Real honesty. Not pretending everything is fine. Not comparing yourself to neighbors. Not trying to look successful online. Real financial growth begins the moment you stop spending money to impress people who are also financially stressed. Let me give you a few practical steps you can start today. First, track every monthly expense for the next 30 days. Every single one. Most people are shocked when they finally see where their money actually goes. Second, focus on eliminating high-interest debt aggressively. Credit card interest quietly destroys financial progress. Third, build an emergency fund before chasing luxury purchases. Peace of mind is more valuable than appearances. Fourth, automate investing. Even if the amount feels small, consistency matters more than intensity. And finally, learn to separate wants from long-term needs. That one habit alone can change your financial future dramatically. Because at the end of the day, financial freedom is not about buying everything. It's about needing less. That's the part most people miss. The wealthiest feeling in the world is not showing off expensive things. It's waking up without financial panic. And if you can build that feeling over the next few years, you will already be ahead of millions of people stuck in the same silent trap. So before you leave this video, I want you to ask yourself one question. Are your financial decisions building freedom or building pressure? Be honest with yourself, because the answer to that question may completely change your future. If this video connected with you, comment below with one money habit you want to change starting today. And if you know someone working hard but still feeling financially stuck, share this video with them. Subscribe to the channel for more real conversations about money, financial growth, retirement, smart saving, and avoiding the mistakes that keep ordinary people trapped for years. And remember, it's never too late to take control of your money, but the longer you wait, just expensive waiting becomes.